From the campus of the University of Alabama, live, local news. From Alabama's home team, this is WVUA News at 10.
Tonight on the news at 10.
It's October and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm Sarah Busby and I have some surprising details you will not want to miss.
Plus, a church trip to Tennessee turns deadly. We'll have the latest. And find out where in Tuscaloosa students can go to a college football game for free. The news at 10 starts right now. It is day 2 of the government shutdown and neither side is showing signs of giving up. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tamika Alexander. Daniel Sparkman has the night off. Lawmakers are still in deadlock, leaving the government closed and many Americans without a job. And it's all over President Obama's affordable health care. Shannon Travis has the very latest from Washington.
Which Americans are getting help from Obamacare? Comedians.
Now that I've got free health care, I can get sick all the time.
All jokes aside, inside the politics of Obamacare, the government shutdown, and the looming fight over the debt ceiling are familiar Washington games with rules of battle. Rule number 1, convince the confused. Polls show many people don't understand Obamacare, so supporters and opponents smell opportunity to define or demonize it. How? Fiery speeches.
Do you stand with your country? Do you stand for your country? Or do you want to take it down?
Unflattering newspaper illustrations and creepy ads. Rule number 2, rally the base.
Let's help our fellow Americans get covered.
The law's a train wreck.
Rule number 3, trot out the downtrodden, real people with real problems who will say they love or hate what you love or hate. Rule number 4, always speak for the American people.
The American people want this bill. This law.
I think that the American public overwhelmingly opposes Obamacare. Every survey shows that.
Not quite, senators. Not all Americans want Obamacare, and not every survey shows they overwhelmingly oppose it. And rule number 5, never, ever give up.
We don't want Obamacare. We think it's a bad idea and going to hurt people.
I will not negotiate on anything when it comes to the full faith and credit of the United States of America.
Well, never give up until politics forces you to. In Washington, I'm Shannon Travis.
The president met with congressional leaders at the White House today, but according to comments made immediately after, no progress was made to reopening the government. The Alabama Department of Public Health's Women, Infants, and Children program, or WIC, could soon be feeling the effects of the government shutdown. The ADPH says the future of the program is uncertain, but the federal government has provided additional funds for the program to operate right now. The program will continue to see participants and issue benefits through the month of October. Officials say participants will only be given 1 month's supply of food benefits. The ADPH will continue to reassess funding based upon further developments with the federal budget. Now an update on a story we first brought to you in August. 16 pit bulls were surrendered earlier today in Texas. The rescue is in connection with a dog fighting ring that crossed several southern states. Authorities seized more than 370 pit bulls in August at the start of the investigation into the ring. Officials say 13 people have been charged in connection with the case. The defendants are from Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. Well, on your Crime Watch tonight, authorities need your help locating some wanted suspects. Here's more in this week's Tuscaloosa County's Most Wanted.
Hello, I'm Chief Deputy Ron Aberrath with Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office. And thanks to your help at WVUA, we have capture number 538. Treshawn Miller, captured for burglary, first degree, and possession, first degree, theft of property, second degree. Lewis Brown, captured for domestic violence, second degree, aggravated child abuse, and child abuse. Jamarcus Jones, captured for robbery first, discharging a firearm into a building, making terrorist threats, and domestic violence, reckless endangerment. Stephen Kimball, captured for burglary 3, theft of property 1, and unlawful manufacturing, second degree. Now we need your help locating more of Tuscaloosa County's Most Wanted. David Langford, white male, 41 years of age, 5'9", 220 pounds, brown hair, hazel eyes, last known to be living in the 8000 block of Taylorwood Lane, Tuscaloosa. Wanted for escape first degree and theft of property first degree. Tyson Tremaine Williams, black male, 28 years of age, 5'9", 150 pounds, black hair, brown eyes, last known to be living in the Washington Square, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Wanted for robbery, first degree. If you have any information on these or others wanted by the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office, please contact us at 464-8672 or on our website at www.tcsoal.org. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Working together, we will continue to make Tuscaloosa County a safer place to live. Thank you.
Two Republican lawmakers say they will not run for the 6th congressional seat. Senator Cam Ward and Representative Jack Williams announced they will seek re-election to the state legislature. This comes after incumbent Mr. Backus stated he will not seek another term. Ward and Williams say they're honored by the encouragement they received, but now is not the time to go to Washington. And the Tuscaloosa County Commission is approving a budget totaling more than $91 million. Tuscaloosa County Finance Director Bill Lamb says this fiscal year's budget is up $6.6 million from last year. He says the biggest contributing factor to the increase is sales tax revenue, followed by property taxes. Lamb says because of this large increase, county employees received a 2% cost of living raise. And employees of various agencies all received a 5% pay raise. He says there is also money set aside to improve areas throughout the county.
What we'll be dealing with this year is some of the grants related to the recovery of Holt, and I think there's about $7 million in there for that. And then the A-Trip, which everybody's been hearing about with road projects, there'll probably be about $7 million in there, which that'll be new things happening.
Now, Lamb says there is also money included in the budget for the Holt Sewer Project. And on your Health Watch tonight, October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And doctors want you to be aware of risk factors that could affect your health. WVUA's Sarah Busby has some helpful tips.
The Cancer Care Center of Tuscaloosa has been serving the area for more than 40 years. Doctors say though breast cancer is a serious matter, it also can be avoided.
Breast cancer is one of the more preventable cancers that women have. It is one of the more common causes of invasive cancer. But fortunately, it is not one of the most common causes of death in women.
Going to primary physicians for regular checkups will track any external factors that could lead to cancer.
So we're catching a lot of cancers early, especially breast cancer, because of the awareness that we implement. And because we're catching it earlier before it spreads, there's a higher rate of cure.
According to Dr. Tai, poor dieting, obesity, and prolonged estrogen exposure may increase your risk factors to breast cancer. But today I found out something interesting that may come surprising to some. What do you think would be the most shocking thing that you would like the public to know about breast cancer?
The most shocking thing the public should know about breast cancer is that males can be also affected by breast cancer. But most importantly, if caught in the early stages, both males and females would be treated very effectively.
Beginning at age 40, doctors recommend patients to get checked annually for mammograms and also go for a yearly visit. In Tuscaloosa, Sarah Busby, WVUA News.
Now, Dr. Tai also tells us that 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. And switching gears to the weather, another nice day out there today. Let's get a first check on Alabama's home team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. And it's hump day. Hey, Richard.
Hey, to make a good Wednesday evening, too. Temperatures are looking really good for this time of year tonight. 74 in Tuscaloosa, low 70s in Gadsden, Coleman, in upper 60s over in Haleyville, low 70s down in Linden, York, and Geiger. At around 72 right now in that area. Across the area, we've got some cloud cover moving through, but no rain to deal with other than a few sprinkles here and there. Most of it stay dry tonight. Tomorrow morning, going to start off dry. Thursday morning, the bus stop forecast, 68 at 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll talk more about your forecast. We'll look at the tropics. Your forecast is coming up.
Thanks, Richard. This year's UA Homecoming Grand Marshal is Eddie Conyers, a man who is no stranger to Alabama football. So much so, he is associated with 10 different national championship teams. WVUA's Travis Leader joins us live in the studio with an in-depth look at this year's Grand Marshal. Hey, Travis.
Yes. Hey, Tamika. That's right. Eddie Conyers is a man with a one-of-a-kind personality whose sense of humor is parallel with his passion for refereeing football games.
Well, I deserve it. No, I'm sorry. No, I think I'm the only one to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
The quick-witted Eddie Conyers continues to be a presence on the Alabama football practice sidelines. He got the job after Alabama coaches were looking for his friend, but instead he answered the call.
Carney Lashley, who was Bryant's right-hand man, called me trying to get hold of him. I told him he wasn't here, and Carney was desperate, so he said, "Will you get out here?" And that was either 60 or 61.
Conyers keeps it professional calling scrimmages and makes sure he doesn't bother Coach Saban at practice.
Coach Saban is very regimented, and he's very into what he's doing. And if he says anything to me, I'd respond to him, but I never initiate anything with him.
And despite wearing the black and white stripes for more than a half-century, Conyers isn't ready to turn in his whistle.
Well, I love it. I love it. And as long as I can walk, I reckon. My wife said I'd be going down the football field with a wheelchair, doing like this.
He keeps refereeing despite retiring from the university 20 years ago, and he is even pursuing new hobbies into his 80s.
If you're the assistant dean, you're much higher than you are if you're assistant to the dean. I was assistant to the dean, but if you kind of slur that, I'm assistant to the dean of College of Continuing Studies. And I retired in 1993, and now I'm thinking about turning professional golfer.
Although Conyers owns plenty of national championship rings, he was wearing his favorite one from the Gene Stallings-led 1992 team. He also jokes about the more recent rings as they are too heavy for his hands. Back to you.
Thanks, Travis. Well, probably the only thing in the South better than football is going to the game for free. And Stillman College is letting students see the Tigers on the gridiron at no cost. In order to get in the game for free, you have to be enrolled in the Tuscaloosa City Schools. All high school students are asked to bring their student IDs, and a parent or guardian must accompany their child if they are not in the 9th grade or higher. And parents get a deal too. If you bring your child to the game, admission is only $5. For more information, you can contact the college at 205-366-8886.